Hey guys, Gene Graves here. Just doing my Sunday Ketchup video. Um, Angle this down just a little bit. Here we go. So, um, yeah. So, basically, good stuff that I read for the week. I should have gotten to read more, but I feel like I made a good dent. So, anyway, let's go over what that is. Um, So starting off with what I actually finished, I finished this series. Wasn't very long or anything. I thought it might be a little longer, but oh well. So the first one we finished though was Dragon's Crown, and this is only a two-volume series. It goes almost exactly off of the video game, which is like a um, just a not even a hack and slash. It's like, well, I guess it is. It's an old school hack and slash. You just kind of run through it and do that. It's all on a 2D screen, stuff like that. But this one was pretty funny. You go into it, and then in the game, you have options that you can do, and they actually played off like you did the options. They'll be like, "Oh, well, you and your companions chose to go do da 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 da." So it was pretty funny reading it after playing the video game. So a little bit on crazy like fan service though. The wizard is like super well endowed, like even more so than most people. And then the Amazon just is well endowed in the butt area. So I don't know. I feel like they tried to cover all the bases when they did it. And then the elf, I guess you would consider like Lolly in the thing. So it's just a little weird when they created the three female characters in it. All the males seem normal except for the fighter and the dwarf are all like super bulked out and everything. But then the fighter's head's like really tiny compared to his body. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It doesn't seem like it should go. Um, let's see. Then we read The Promised Neverland. This is volume 6. It was pretty good. I like the direction they're going in it right now. Stuff like that. Um, there was a little bit of like, hopefully, it was like alluding to um, us seeing some other people that haven't been in it for a little while. But I can't wait. Hopefully, they'll be there. So next is Fire Punch, Volume 4. Um, this is pretty great. I didn't expect this one to go the way that it is. Now that Agni is being considered like a god and has his own religion, Agniism, and it's just really weird. But I mean, we have some other cool characters that came out of it. The girl with the staff and the guy that his middle finger turns into a blade. Um, and then the guy that can like read into like your soul that uses the baseball bat. Those are all like some pretty cool people. And now we're getting more and more into the eye switch part, um, which now we kind of know that the person's a fake, but we're not sure past that what will happen. So that one was really good though. Um, Hakumi and Mikochi, um, the Little Life in the Woods. This one is excellent. I had somebody bring this up the other day. If somebody else was reading it, And I told them, yeah, I'm reading it. And they were like, what's your thoughts and opinion? And I don't think a lot of people actually know how good this one is. It's really mellow. All these people that are in it, they're kind of like sprites or something, I guess, or little people. And, like plants are like huge to them. Like, I'm trying to think of like something that's kind of close to their size. It's like an animal or whatever. Um, I don't know. Um, maybe like a rat. A rat's about the size of two of them. So, I mean, they're really, really tiny people. The art in it, though, is spectacular. I always like seeing the different art in it, how far they're going to go. They also like pay attention to detail with like how the animals look. They look like you would find them in nature, um, which is great. And I like how it's got like a little bit of that supernatural aspect to it. To a supernatural aspect, a cooking aspect, little like daily things that you could do, like sewing or color. Well, not coloring, dyeing your like clothes and stuff, like different things like that. This one they had a little bit of like masonry stuff, and it gives you just enough information about different stuff. So I think that's what's really good about that one too, is that you can kind of like see all this different stuff that kind of, I guess, would be fun if you wanted to try it or whatnot. So let's see. We're getting down to my last few of them. So To Your Eternity. This one was spectacular. Our main character is now trying to avoid the things that are hunting him, and it's like 40 years into the future. So we did kind of a little time skip, and seeing old people that we knew before, and all that, and basically him adding all this other stuff to his arsenal. And I really like how they went back. Um, Sometimes when you deal with like a time skip, it seems like they wait and they try and go back into like future future chapters and stuff. They try and go back and like explain what happened in that time, or the characters will just talk about it. Well, in this one, I like how they did it. Right after the whole thing happened, you get to see like a part of a chapter of him, like 40 years later and all that other stuff. And then it goes into how what happened those 40 years, um, which is cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, um, hearing that he didn't even want to be a human for a while. He just basically turned into like an aquatic creature and then just went through the ocean, like living his life. But he picked up a lot of different forms and stuff doing it. So it was really cool kind of seeing that. Um, so it's really good. What's up, Maskio J? So um, this other one, I quickly fell in love with it. Um, it's Junie Tyson Zodiac War. This one is great. It's kind of like a battle royale kind of thing, except they do it by every like clan gets to pick a person out of their um, group, and they get to throw them into this battle royale situation. Whenever you do that, like your family can win. or whatever. And when that happens, you get to, I don't know, you get one wish, whoever does it. So I'm sure everybody's got their own hidden agendas, but everybody's got like one special superpower kind of thing that is weird and stuff. So this one, I don't think it's going to be a long around for too long, um, because if we're basing it off of there being 12 and how many have to die and whatnot, there's only 12 that could actually die unless there's some kind of weird turn of events. Um, then three of them already died in this book, so there's not very much left over for that. So I would say probably 5 volumes, and that's giving the benefit of the doubt that there's not going to be 3 characters die every volume. So, but yeah, and it's based off of a novel by Nisio Shin. So that was pretty cool. It's actually based off of a book. But yeah, it was really good. I would highly recommend this to anybody just because of the sheer funniness. Whenever you're reading it, they kind of hype up this character right here, which is the boar. And the whole first chapter, you get just about her, like, hey, this is me. I've come to do all this stuff for my family. I'm not going to lose, da 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 da. And she's the first one, you don't actually really understand how he dies. He just ends up dead. And you kind of get to see the character that did it. So don't want to spoil it for you that way. But then this character ends up basically like dying second, right after the battle starts. So it's kind of like, what the heck? It's pretty funny. Um, as far as it does that, you'll stick with the character, and then it's almost like Game of Thrones. Like they try and make you like the character, and then they'll come up with this elaborate plan to survive and what they're going to do in this battle, and then they just end up like dead for some reason. So it's kind of funny how they do different stuff like that, and how different people want to use other people's abilities to do different stuff. So it's it's pretty fun. But yeah, like I said, there's 3 people already gone in this, so I'm not sure how many volumes they'll try and squeeze us into. If there's more that die next time, then obviously it could probably be less volumes. But as of right now, I think it's probably going to be about 4 or 5, unless they somehow do something else with it. I'm getting both of those. I'm still waiting on Eden Zero, so trying not to like fully jump into it. Okay. And so the last one that I have is actually my favorite one that I read this week. Um, it is super, super good. And I actually had to talk about this with somebody that this is one of the 3 manga that I really enjoy, that all basically have the same concept going through it, and then it kind of diverts as you get away from the first chapter. But it's So I'm a Spider, So What? This one's really good. As you know, before they basically show you the creatures. I think there's just one creature on here that they didn't show before, which is this kind of like duck guy on here. I don't think they showed him yet, so he'll probably be in the next one. Um, but like Re Monster was one of the other ones I was talking about with this series. Re Monster, it's like the guy levels up, but he's also trying to build like a society of other like creatures and stuff. Um, and he started out as like a baby goblin, and now he's trained so much that he's evolved his level into um, an ogre. So he's like a large human being basically, and he does that and he tries to build up his society and everything. So I mean, he's got his original like tribe of goblins that he was like, no, no, we're not going to be real goblins. We're going to be a great society moving forward with this. All this other stuff. He's bringing it from the world that he lived in before, which he was a human in. Um, that's weird. Probably not. Remonster would fit in there too, like I was saying. And so the second one, um, if you're looking at the comments that Amasco J brought up, is um, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. That's one of my other favorite ones that goes with this one. It's got a little bit faster pace, but that one focuses mainly on building the society of the people and everything, which is great. Um, and then this one mostly just focuses on the main character, them leveling up. They don't really form a society, so it's a lot of like inner monologue, stuff like that. So that's kind of where these divert. I would say Remonster is kind of the top one that focuses on both ideas, and then you have So I'm a Spider, so what on one side, and that time I got reincarnated as a slime on the other. Um, but this was probably my favorite one this week. On top of, I don't know, I liked everything in some form or fashion. So the future, today into next week, um, I have these two that are picked out that I need to read to get closer to my goal of having everything read. But these are the two. I always try and carry like two bookmarks on me, so I have um, between two and I would say sometimes if I include another one, I'll put a bookmark into one. That way, I don't have like a bunch that I'm reading through all at once. Sometimes it happens, but that's if I put the bookmark in it. Usually, that's going to be one of the next ones I read. Sometimes I'll take a break and just pull a random one out of my bag and start reading it. But the next two that you'll probably see next week is How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Volume 2, and Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody, Volume 5. So I have some other ones in my bag and some other ones in the other room that I need to catch up on, as well as some of the other ones that are still sitting over here and the bigger series in a collection in my room that I have that were on a table here before. If y'all saw any of the older videos um, of different stuff being there. So, but yeah, and then we're kind of at this camera angle. So this is a shelf that's done. I have like one more. I have to finish like putting stuff on the shelf for it. And then this one I haven't done anything with. You can kind of see that because there's a space in the middle. So after I get done working on that last shelf, on the other one, um, we're going to clean this one off and move everything over basically. So pretty good stuff. What's up, Otaku Mike? What am I? Am I filming this on my phone? No, I'm doing this on the laptop. I think the phone has like higher quality to it. I always feel like there's like a haze or a mist kind of like somewhere around here that you can kind of see. And then obviously I sound different. Almost like I'm talking through like a cone or something. So, but yeah. It might be just the angle. I turned the camera closer this way. Hopefully, after I get this one done today, I'll be able to actually sit down at the table because I'm still using a little rolly table. Right now, I can actually sit down at the table and you guys will be able to see these two or the third one that I'm going to buy today, so that we can see what's on those shelves. So that's kind of what the plan is right now, and then straightening everything out. So really good stuff. So guys, do y'all have any other questions or any questions at all on anything? I'll go over these one more time so that you guys can see them all again too. I believe so. I'll have to go check. So I read Dragon Crown Volume 2, or Dragon's Crown Volume 2, which is cool. I need to find my other one. I was reading something, and it actually, how this little patch of land goes to something else. You can tell on the end. You can actually put both these volumes together, the first one and the second one, and it'll make one big like mural, which is pretty cool. So Dragon's Crown, I finished that this week. The Promised Neverland Volume 6, finished that. Fire Punch Man Volume 4. Hakumi and Mikochi Volume 2. To Your Eternity Volume 7. Junie Tyson Zodiac War. And So I'm a Spider, So What? Volume 4. So I read I read 7 for the week, and then I'm partially into some of them. Dragon's Crown, I would say if you've played the video game, it goes basically off of the video game, like hardcore off of the video game. Oh, I got something in my eye, guys. If you saw me flicking my eye, I was trying to like get it to move. But yeah, and there's only 2 volumes to it. It feels exactly like the video game. Well, you better buy some more, Maschio J. You gotta catch up, baby tomato. Read something or another. Or buy something new. What up, Dickaroni? Yeah, currently though, these are the 2 ones that I'm on right now. So you're gonna have to buy more though. If you only buy Wolf, you'll get done with that in a day and then not have anything else. So let's see. We're double checking real quick. I am sub to Otaku Mike. Oh yeah, I agree with you. I think it's pretty good. The first one left me kind of like I don't know how I feel about it. But then towards the end, it was really getting me into it, especially the last scene where the guy summons the giant lizard and the demon lord has to fight him now. So that one kind of got me more like set on reading it. Since I started it, I mean, even if I kind of like didn't like it at all since I started, I would try and finish it. But after that, now I'm kind of like, you know, I really wanted Volume 2 to come out. It just took a while. You're right by my house. I feel like it would be weird if you just like came over and like jumped in the video for a split second, was like, "Hey," and then you ran out. You what it's called, like photo bombing. You tell a live stream bomber. Just at least we don't have more friends that live around us. Because then, if you had a key to everybody's house and you knew they were live streaming, you could just drive over there and jump into their thing real quick and then jump out. That'd be kind of weird. For you guys that don't know, Coco is one of my brother's accounts, so that's why I was talking about that. Yeah, I felt that way about the first one. The second one, though, now that we're starting off with that fight kind of thing, I'm like really amped up for it. So I hope we go to the end of it. I know there's going to be a little bit of raunchiness to it at one point, just because sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll like look at it and then just so I know there's a little bit of that. I didn't read into it, but hopefully there's like a good storyline behind part of that. Oh man, you need to catch up on that like real hard. That Black Clover is amazing. I'm up to current date of it, and it can't come out fast enough. Shiver is on one of my lists for Juji Ito. I kind of want to catch up because there's not really that many horror manga ones. I would have to say, like some of them fit into the category, but it's like there's different stuff into it besides um, actual like just horror. Like High Rise Invasion is supposed to be considered horror, but it's got an adventure kind of thing to it. Coco, bring me some food. um, it's soup at mom's house later. Okay, remember that. We'll be there or be square. Um, but yeah, there's not really enough that come out fast enough of like well for Black Clover, and then back to the Juji Ito thing. There's um, not really that much horror ones that I consider like true horror, except for like Juji, and there's a couple other people, but you know. So I kind of wanted to get some more of those. Not only that, but I'm trying to increase like my hardback cover books. And I'm trying to do it with the traditional ones that are only printed in hardcover, so like Erased, most of Juji's books, Vinland Saga, different stuff like that, where it is all hardback cover. Um, I don't know. I took off work for Halloween, so I'm probably going to watch Halloween movies all day or read some stuff. It's true. I am. Uh, it is a bright sunny day here. Going as Yoda. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it rained earlier in the week and then it just really, really stopped. You're going to be a manga tuber for Halloween. I have not. Battle Angelita is like I want it, but it's like on the very end of my list with a couple other ones. I need to kind of get into it, but there's so many other like series that I want. As of right now, besides some of the Juji Ito books that are on my list, Erased is on my list. High School DxD is on my list because I've never owned that one. Um, some of the other ones. There's a Demon Lord on the Floor. Um, other stuff like that. I think most of them are Seven Seas or Yen Press books or whatever. But it is on my list. It's just really far down. Because there's like a whole like 10 books that I've really wanted, and so I made a list just for those. Everything else is kind of like pushed down from there. And then on top of that, like if I go into ones that I want that aren't like printed anymore, it's Rave Master, Mushishi, um, Shakugan no Shana, Initial D. Some of those I really need to get, but I'm just kind of like, I don't want to just jump into it. So hopefully I can find some of those soon, though. That way I can add them into my collection. Um, Probably Rave Master is the first one I'm going to try and do that with, since I have all of Fairy Tale and all of Hero's other books. Basically, Rave Master is the only series I don't own by him that was printed in English. So it's kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, I don't really have that many plans for Halloween. I wish I had more. That may be the day that I go do some of the other stuff. There's supposed to be a really good T-shirt shop around here that I'm gonna go try and see if I can get some gin merch printed, and have somebody make some cards, like thank you cards. That way, if anybody wins a giveaway or buys any of the merch and stuff off of the gin site or whatever, that I'll be able to include a thank you card and whatever. And one of the other people that made my keychains and stuff, I told them, I said I'll probably have a big order coming up. So um, I think if you like spend like a certain number, we're gonna throw in a free keychain. So that's kind of cool to do. It is kind of hard to find Rave Master unless it's unless you buy it like on eBay or something. Sometimes though, I feel like a bunch of those prices are like way inflated, but um, I still need to get them. So I think I'm gonna try and surf around on Amazon or on eBay and try and get like a small lot of them and then go from there. So, but yeah. Um, and when am I doing my next giveaway? I know what you're saying. Um, Actually, the next giveaway is going to be here pretty soon. I need to order a couple more things from like Right Stuff or get a couple more things, and do all that stuff. Um, but it'll be when I do the collection video of my whole entire collection. So um, all that stuff. I haven't set up all the stuff. I know it'll be like subscribe to me, but I don't know if I want to put another stipulation on it. I probably will, um, and just I don't know, you know, kind of like how some of the other people are doing their stuff. Like Bizarre's doing his readathon, where it's like for his giveaway, it's like give me 5 questions, stuff like that. You're doing one in December too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a readathon though for my birthday, which is December 19th. We're just gonna do that one day. So I have to figure out what day that is, see if it's even possible for me or not. So Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, yours will be around that time too. Yep. Maybe we can get like everybody right there because Lo Hali is 6 days before mine, so I think it's 6 days before mine, something like that. I can't remember what he said last time, but yeah, we can like throw them all together. Yo, what's up, Anime Mafia? So, some good stuff. Right. I need to read Hoshin Inji again. There's only been two series that I started, and they like stopped coming out for a little while, and so I stopped reading them. And now, like, I can't hardly remember anything from the series, so it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. I mean, I remember like some of Itsawari Bito, um, but that one in Hoshin Inji, like, I was sitting there and I got the rest of the volumes, and I was like, I can't remember what happens next. I can't remember how it ends. Um, Itsawari Bito, like, I totally forgot. I knew it was about like a ninja guy that played tricks. That was about it. I'm not going to give my Hoshin NG volumes away. Forget that. But it's back on my shelf though. Both of those, so I can read them. So they've been on my TBR shelf for a little while. Oh, okay, makes sense. Yep. The trials and tribulations of being a big manga tuber. The only bad thing is, like, you want to enter like all the stuff, but then it's kind of like, do you want to enter? And then if you win, you tell them to give it to somebody else, or um, do you win and accept it and then like almost like regift it as like a giveaway prize too, or do you even take the chance? Do you just say forget it? I've done that sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be the winner, but I always turn around and I'm like, hey, will you give this to such and such because I already own it? Yes, there is a great way of taking stickers off volumes. What you want to do, I'll tell you what I do. You want to go to the store. It'll cost you. You want to get a little bottle. It'll be about this big. It's going to be about $6, $7. But since I bought it, I have maybe used a quarter of it. Um, it's this orange stuff called Gugon, and it'll say Gugon on it with like a yellow sticker, and then have pictures of them taking stuff off of it. You squirt some Gugon on it, give it just a little while for it to like start affecting it, and then you just sit there and you can basically like peel it off with your finger. If you get any more like places where it sticks, you just sit there and you just kind of do it some more. I usually take like a paper towel and squirt it on there, and I'll rub the book after I take the sticker off because it takes the goo off of it. And then the other thing I do, because I'm like, well, if it takes a sticker off like that, then what's it doing to the manga, So I'll actually take a little bit of water and a washcloth and wash it back off where that was, and then I'll just dry it. So with a clean paper towel. So it's kind of a three-step process, but um, I've never felt bad about doing it. You know, so you just do it all kind of in moderation. But yeah, buying anything, I had to figure out how to do it when I was buying some of the other volumes I was off of like Amazon and eBay. You know, there's stickers all over those. And so I was like, well, what's an easy way to get them taken off? And, you know, I found out that you could use Goo Gone. So it's really good. And I mean, you buy one bottle and it stays good for basically ever. Like I said, I think I've only used a quarter of a small bottle. So I need to catch up too. I have the up to date volume of Magi, but I'm like 10 volumes behind. So I'm like, I hate this right now. Yeah, you know, I sent it in a box, a Maschio J, and the box cost me like $7. So not that bad, but I try and make sure that I do that, and then I include some other stuff in it. For the other one, I know that box isn't going to be big enough, so I kind of need to get some more stuff, probably from Right Stuff, or if I just see it at a store, and I'll put it in a bigger box. I think one of those boxes will cost me, if you live here in America, it'll probably cost me like $14 to 15. What up, Stumps? Um, if you're outside, I think it costs more. I think it'll cost me maybe like $30, but something like that. It's probably like 32. Nothing much. Answering questions and whatnot, you know. Oh yeah. I just use the boxes. You know, they're flat rate boxes, so as long as I can stuff it with whatever, I'm not that worried about it. And then they have these bigger boxes. You know, you can get up to like, I don't know, almost the size to put like a dog in or something, and it's just one flat standard rate. So, but some good stuff. I got a lot of videos coming out next week. Um, for all you guys that don't know, I have the one with Lil Holly. I need to figure out what day that's going to be. I have the one with my brother, and then um, I think I have one with the Maschio J next week or sometime later on today, maybe. I don't know, sometime. So, and then I know for sure having a haul come in next week, maybe two. I need to double check that out. So, wish we had like a really cool con to go to, but there's not. There's not like anything like super cool down here or over here or up here. I guess it all depends on where you live at. Since I'm like in the center almost. But yeah, guys, you got any more questions or anything you want to ask about? I mean, I guess virtually anything you can almost ask about. I need to get some new pops, some new anime ones. I've been looking at that. That's pretty cool. I am in Arkansas, so I'm way to the south, um, to the west, southwest. Um, Oh, right there on the end. Yeah. Um, well, I think I'm gonna probably figure out how much I have because my checks usually work like all my stuff comes out of one, and then I have one that's basically like free that nothing comes out of, and I need to double check that out because I was gonna buy the rest of like the One Piece ones and One Piece and I think the Naruto ones, maybe some of the Nickelodeon ones, so I can get those done. So that's what I'm trying to do right now because I have Sanji right there and Brook over there, but I don't have like all the rest of them. I need to get some fairy tale ones and Naruto and everything else. So I actually looked at it. I was like, one of the um, who was it that just brought it up earlier about manga that I wanted to get? I think it was Otaku Mike. I need um, the series that I need. One of them, I actually need to get Black Butler. I went through the whole like animation pops and stuff, and was looking at them, and that's the only one I don't have like a book for. I don't have a book for Digimon, but I mean everybody knows about that. And I might be able to find the Tokyo Pop ones. I might go out of my way just to do that. All right, Master J, I'll see you later. But there's only that like that series is the only one I don't have anything for, which is Black Butler. So I need to catch up on that, and it is like one of the top 10 on my list to get. Yeah, I need to collect the Toby one too, but it seems like it's still you can get it on Amazon. It seems like pretty well. What pop did you get, Stumps? That's funny. We have a flea market here, so whenever I need a new record to play on my record player, I'll go get it. But my nephews last Christmas thought it would be funny. They ended up buying me a Star Wars record album, so it plays like the theme song and all the other stuff. It's pretty funny. I didn't expect that, but sometimes whenever I was playing D&D and stuff, I would turn it on and we just sit there and like play it. So it's kind of funny. If I can make some space, I think I'll put my record up on the thing or my record player over on the side of the room. That way I can like be in it. But anyway, guys, I will catch you later. Thanks for watching. I'm Jen Graves, and I'll see you next time. Whatever colorful words you want to put with it. Bye. Stumps, send me a message somewhere and let me know what pop you got.